Peace, y'all. It's your man Dave with my brother Quest, the man bringing you all things marriage, paying you huge dividends on your investment in time with us. We're talking about love, sex, having children, money, spirituality, life, communication, and anything else to help you thrive and win in your relationships. And guess what? This is grown folks' business. So get ready to make grown-up decisions. You know why? Because marriage ain't for suckers. That's the name of the program. Marriage ain't for suckers. All right, let's get into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
Yes, indeed. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Quest, and you are tuned into another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. I just want y'all to know that my host / co-host is on one today. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, L. David Harris.
Get on the mic.
And MC.
Yo, Quest. Yo, where's my face? Where's my face?
I don't know, but I know that's real fancy right there.
Oh, there I go. There I go.
There I go.
Hey, what up?
There I go. Since I didn't get the bell this morning.
Yeah. I figured your air horn is better than mine. So let's go.
In session.
Let's go. What up? What up, Quest?
What up, man?
Yeah, you know, it's funny how we say that. It's like, yo, we were just talking for like a half hour, right? It's like, yeah, for the cameras, let me ask you, what's up, Quest?
What's up?
Yeah, but it's good to be here, man. It's good to continue the journey that we started. I don't know, was it 2017? I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Very big deal.
Lord bless us, we still here. And we are more than just interested in. We are fully motivated, locked in to phenomenal marriages, man. You see that right on the bottom. Let's go.
I'm locked into nothing but phenomenal marriages. Speaking of phenomenal marriages, your boy just celebrated an anniversary.
Simone told me that. Didn't I talk to you that day?
I believe you spoke to me that day. Yeah, you did.
I didn't know until I got off the whatever we had, phone, FaceTime. Yeah. And then Simone's like, I was like, really, bro? I missed that. I'm terrible with that kind of stuff, bro. I'm terrible.
No, you good. You good. Here's what's so funny, man. I'm so thankful for who my wife is.
Ooh.
Pastor he had a prior engagement, and so there was a young lady at church, and she just turned 15, right? She is from Nicaragua, and her family as well, and she had a quinceañera, and her quinceañera was the same day as my anniversary. And I told Pastor, okay, I'm not doing anything, not paying attention to the date, being the I that I am, right? Just not paying attention to the date. So I said, yes. It wasn't until 2 days later, I was just like talking to Faith about it. And she was like, you know what the 4th is, right? And I'm like,
I know it's something.
As soon as she said it, it clicked. As she's like, you know what the 4th is? And I was like, this was my immediate reaction. It just went just like this. You know what the 4th is, right?
Did you faint, bro? Did you drop out?
I almost choked on my spit. So immediately I was like, babe, I will cancel. She's like, don't you dare. Don't you do that. She needs you. Right? I said, she don't need me. She need us. And she was like, let's go do it. And we can do our thing in the week. Because she's like, it works out that way anyway, because Nico has a football game early in the morning because he plays flag. He plays NFL flag. So we went and did that in the morning, left the game, went home, did the quinceañera, and then Monday, we went out to one of our favorite restaurants, had our little dinner, and we spoke. And of course, I ain't gonna dive too deep in it, but I just was like, where are you in this season?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How are you feeling about me as your husband? How are you feeling about me as
Wowzers.
the person that you do life with and not around? How are you feeling about me as a father? You know, okay. And I think it kind of goes in line with the topic that we talking about today, D. But
Mm-hmm.
whether it was going to be a lemon squeeze, I wasn't afraid of it. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Because I know who I am in this season, and so does she. And while I don't do everything perfectly, she
Mm-hmm.
knows the heart of who I am as an individual. And so, man, it was just such a joy to be able to hear her feedback. And she was like, I have no complaints.
Mm-hmm.
She said, well, let me not say that. There's one thing. She
Mm-hmm.
said, could you plan some of our romance? She's like, I could stand with a little bit more romance in this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, cool. Well, what does that look like for you? She's like, it's simple. She's like, if you would just plan a couple more of our events and not leave it to me, because sometimes I'm just not mentally present to do it, although I know we need it. So I do it anyway. And because I'm good at planning, it comes second nature. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, yeah, you are. I said, it's going to take a little bit more effort for me, but I'm willing to do whatever is necessary as long as you take into consideration that I don't do it as well as you do. So don't beat me up. You know what I'm saying? If I miss something, just I'm not doing it. And here's the funny thing too, D, and it's sometime we need to talk about it. There are some who are asking our spouses to do things that come natural for you, but are a little bit difficult for them. And then when they don't operate to your level, you beat them up. You know what I'm saying? And then they become discouraged in ever doing it again. Please don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, just to have that conversation with her in this season, man, and just see, you know what I'm saying? We can always stand to improve. I could always stand to improve as an individual. But to see
Mm-hmm.
that she like took because most you young in your marriage, like for real, you gonna get bent. It's our anniversary, and you did da 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 da, and you went and you it's doing quinceañeras, and she was just like, no, she needs you, right? And then I was like, nah, she need us, and she was like, no, you're right, she needs us.
Mm-hmm.
And to see her be kick in gear because her mom was like, this is the first quinceañera. It's her only daughter. Well, her older daughter. She's never done this before. Faith was like, I've been to 1,000,001 of these things. I got you. And Faith just got in place, pushed everybody to where they needed to be. We're inviting everybody into this portion of the room. And that, you know what I'm saying? Just to, and I'm telling you, like we came together like Voltron. So I'm just really grateful and overjoyed for her being in my life and being my partner.
Yes. Keep the faith. That's all I
Yeah.
got on that.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the Queen and I are still together.
Man,
Shout to the Queen, Simone.
you actually got one coming up soon too, no?
Yeah. In August.
Yeah.
August 5.
August 5th.
August
Yeah.
5, we are 22 years mature. I pointed out some guys in the gym yesterday to Simone, right? These dudes are big, strong, hairy dudes. And I was like, we got married before he was born, talking about bodybuilders. Before he was born, and these are big, hairy men. These are not babies. Not
20
cute.
something years old.
Not
and
cute,
hairy.
not cute dudes in grade 6, right? We're talking about grown, hairy dudes. We got
Grown and
married before.
hairy.
Yeah. And so I just say it's a testament of God's greatness. I said his greatness.
Come on.
Yep. And I still love her. She still loves me. It's what the reality is. And no hype. No end in sight, bro. We just here until Jesus comes, or God forbid something happens to one of us and we're not around no more.
I love.
Can I just say something here, man? I'm not a morbid thinker.
Can.
Here it
Of
is, man.
course you can.
So I said something silly like some years ago. It wasn't funny, but I was just like, I just can't see myself. Like, if God forbid you pass away, I can't see myself getting married to nobody else, right? Pause.
Pause.
And then I said, wait a minute. You're alive. if I can see myself with somebody else,
That's the
there's something
problem.
wrong with my marriage.
Yep.
Something wrong with my love.
Yep.
So I don't say that no more because it's like, duh, like you're not supposed to be able to see yourself with anybody else. You're married, bro.
I think it's I think you touched something there a while ago. If you can picture yourself with somebody else.
Something wrong with your pictures. Burn them. Get rid of them.
And here's the funny thing. I'm not even saying the problem might be with you. There might be a deficiency in terms of your spouse or you or both. I am saying though that if you can do that, then because see, here's the funny thing. Sometimes when you're not getting what you think you should get in terms of your needs being fulfilled, you have a tendency if you go and okay. So we need respect.
Correct.
We need it. And it comes in many different forms. You just have to find or have your husband verbalize what does respect look like for you and just give him what he needs. What I don't like, and I've heard it so many different times, is that respect is earned. True indeed, but in marriage is a different dynamic. So if you say he needs to earn my respect, what if we flip the table now and say you need to earn his love?
That's a great question.
Right? But to your point, right? If he has to earn and you have to earn, then that's not a reflection of what God is providing for us. And marriage is a reflection of that. I don't want to go too deep into that. I want to stay on where you were, right? So in essence, if he needs respect, chances are he's going to be lured to the places and spaces where he is getting respect. So you think that he's spending all this time on the job because he likes work more than he likes home. Or you think that he is out with his friends or moving in particular circles because he likes those places and spaces more than he likes it at home. And that's not necessarily true. He likes those places and spaces more. He works more because those are the places where he gets the thing that he needs, respect. I'm not on a woman bashing. And just to prove it to you, let me just turn the coin. You think that she don't love you, right? Or whatever it is. You think that she don't respect you, right? But what it is that she needs love. We've never taken the time to ask her where she is in this season, because the love that kept her last season may not necessarily be the love that's going to keep her this season. You know what I'm saying, D? And
Yes,
so
sir.
with that being said, the same way principle applies, right? She's just going to the places and spaces that she is getting what she needs, and that's love. Oh, you spend too much time with your parents. You spend too much time with your girlfriends. You spend too much time on your phone. You spend too much time over here. Yeah, well, those are the places that she feels loved. And here's the funny thing. This is how the infidelity creeps in. I digress.
So I guess this is a good place to begin, because it's all about love. It's all love. That's what we're talking about today. We do have, and we've been teasing you about it, you folks about it, the Keep Your Vow marital success coaching program. And we're going to launch the site in short order. We got back. What did we get back, Quest? What did we get back from the designer yesterday, bro? What did we get back, man? Did we get something back from the designer on yesterday? You emailed it to me in PDF.
We did. We did. It is the free Keep Your Vow handbook that we are about to give out.
Okay.
To everyone. Just be on the lookout. It's coming.
It's coming.
We've been saying it. We've been saying it, right? And we're just trying to prepare everybody for when that happens. It's about to happen.
Yes, sir. So we're gonna give that away on the website. And also, if you put in the information that we need on the site and you get that book, the free ebook, right? Keep Your Vow, 3 Secrets to Experience Marital Success.
Come on.
You will get the perfect discount for the coaching program. You'll get the perfect discount, but the only way you'll know what it is if you put in the information and then the book comes back to you and then you end up seeing in that perfect limited time discount space, which you'll get off of investing in your marriage.
Come on.
With your spouse. So be on the lookout for that. We'll get back to you on it. And we want you to load the room. We're gonna limit it to 50 couples on the
50.
first round. 50 couples, and we're hoping those seats are gonna take up. Quick. Pastor Daly, peace. So that's where we are. And so it's all love is what we're talking about today. That's one of the main tenets of our program. Of course, Greenhouse Rules for Quest and Faith. Secret to Marital Success principle is the daily choice of love. Why don't we just pause and start right there? It's a daily choice. Love, that is.
That brings a whole new meaning to the text. Don't let the sun go down on your anger. And I know that there's many ways for us to look at that, but if we're just looking at it from an easy and surface perspective, if love is a daily choice, you better be careful about how you start your day and how you close your day. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm vexed with Faith and I carry that attitude of stonewalling and contempt and criticism and, you know what I'm saying, defensive, if I carry that to bed with me, I can almost guarantee you I'm going to wake up with it.
Correct.
And if I wake up with it, whatsoever a man thinketh, whatever's going on in your brain is going to continue to be executed through the members of your body. Mouth and everywhere else included. Right. And here's the funny thing. You do it for so many of y'all are no disrespect, but you stupid. You stupid because you continuing it and keeping it up because of your pride and your ego. And before long you vex, but you don't even remember what you vex about. And so I say that to say, D, that it's a daily choice. And here's the funny thing, D, I don't even let it give it time to simmer. If me and Faith have you know what I'm saying? I'll go back and I'll say, hey, I'm sorry things are a little challenging right now. Let me just tell you that you good with me. I'm not telling you that I agree with you. I'm telling you that you good with me and I love you. In those moments where I disagree. Or I could go back and say, you know what? I see what you're saying. You know what? You're absolutely right. Either way, I'm not going to let the offense build a fence between me and her.
Wow. I'm going to give you a freebie from the free ebook. And on this point, at the end of every day, ask yourself, did I choose to love my spouse today? Your answer should be a resounding yes, exclamation point. If it's not, then it's time to reassess and make some changes. The daily choice of love is about being intentional in your actions towards your spouse. It's about making a conscious decision every day to put your spouse's needs, happiness, and well-being above your own. Pause. I'm not reading no more.
You just said, you have a heavy foot, D. You just sped right past it. You said reassess and make adjustments.
Looks like the queen is on, bro.
Shouts out to Moni Love.
Yeah. Okay, well, since you're drinking, I'll just jump on in here. Every day. This is something that you can easily take for granted. This is the problem. People take love for granted. We take each other, if we're not careful, for granted. Them
D,
always a good day.
D.
Really?
Man, that is such a dangerous thing to say.
Bro.
They always gonna be here? What you tell me what keeps them there?
But can I just pause and say, I don't fear Simone not being there,
But you wouldn't
I don't
fear her
front-
not being there.
but I don't front like she don't have a choice to be nowhere else, because she do.
But here's the thing. Because I'm sure Simone does the same thing for you.
Oh,
You
there's no
wouldn't
question.
leave and go nowhere when what she doing for you is what she doing for you now. The same way she wouldn't leave, and you don't got no fear of her leaving because, like, for real. Not to say that she can't find it, but why even mess with trying to find the love that I got? Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? A bird in your hand is worth them two in the bush. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
But-
got love.
But on top of that, though,
Come on,
remember our coaching success, our marital success program is about keeping your
Or
vow.
vow.
Keep your vow. So you talk to us, Quest, about the positive things in marriage as a way to stay centered and grounded. But let's just say some people their thing is going south. And let me pause, like I've said so many times over these years we've been doing this, Quest. We're not talking about people who are being abused. Okay? So if you're being abused, do not apply what I'm saying to you. Do not apply. You can keep your mental vow, your spiritual vow in your brain and get up out of there. I know it's easier to say than to do, but I'm not talking about staying somewhere physically where you're being abused. Now, let me come back to that.
Yeah.
Right? So the vow itself, before I look into Simone's lovely face and eyes and places that I will not describe here because Quest will go way off.
Don't talk it.
Right? So apart from that, I said yes to her.
Mm-hmm.
I said yes to God. I said yes to her family. And now that we have a seed, I said yes to our son Josiah. Like he wouldn't be able to process, like, where you say you're going? You mean we're not it's not the three of us no more? He would literally not have a clue. He wouldn't know how to process that. Like he had separation anxiety from Simone's locks. We cut her locks off the other day. He had separation anxiety off of that, bro, much less.
She said, sorry, you're stuck with me, dude.
Much less.
I got papers on you.
That's it, man. I wouldn't rather be stuck nowhere else, man, because I don't like
Just
being
saying.
stuck nowhere. But the reality is, like, our son, Josiah, he would not be able to process or understand. You mean they're not together? Like, what's the other thing? Like, what's the alternative to not together? So where you going to sleep? Where you going to eat? Like, how are we going, what's the group? Where's the work? I don't know what to do with this. And that's good. That's good. So love is a daily decision. So it's the vow, yes, but I also actually enjoy my wife. Like I actually enjoy Simone. So there's the vow, but I actually enjoy. So it's a bonus, bro. It's a bonus. It's all love, man.
I think I want to focus in on the things that don't allow us to achieve it, because so many of us want it. And so many of you, because you said it a while ago, if your marriage or your relationship is going south. You know what I'm saying, D? And my thing is that it don't have to. If your marriage or your relationship is going south, a large portion of it could possibly be because you're selfish.
Oh, I think we've had this discussion before. Quest,
Yeah.
you may be selfish if. I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm just saying, I'm thinking like that comes
Yeah,
up.
we
That
did.
comes up patently from even 2017. Like this concept of selfishness keeps coming up.
Yeah. Because I was sharing with a couple this week in a coaching session, like, you know why y'all are beefing? Because you're not serving.
Pause, man. Pause.
You beefing because you're not serving. Yo, it's hard for me to be angry when I'm just only looking to make sure that Faith has everything that she needs or she wants.
I need to lighten this right here, man.
And here's the funny thing. Let me say this too.
Mhm.
You provide needs and wants for, number one, those who are unique,
Mhm.
those who are separate, and those who are
Mhm.
whole.
Mhm.
Because if you provide wants and needs for somebody who ain't unique, separate, and whole, you're gonna get abused.
Can I bring up a silly argument in
Let's
my
go.
view?
Let's
Here's
go.
a silly argument. I'm a Sabbath
go.
keeper.
Yep.
If you don't know
So am
what
I.
the Sabbath is, you can Google it. Sabbath is the seventh day,
Mhm.
and I believe that the seventh day is holy.
Yep.
So in my language now, we use the word Saturday, but in other cultures and languages, it's not called Saturday, but the seven. Count them out, right?
Yep.
So there are other Sabbath people who say, or they have this argument about whether it is appropriate or not to have sexually intimate time with your spouse on the Sabbath.
Oh man.
Okay? Yes, I'm going there. I'm going there. Okay? Well, the seventh day Sabbath is holy. And the Bible says something like, don't do your own pleasure on my holy day.
Mm.
Pause.
Mm.
See, we back on that love flex.
Mm.
So I'm like, okay, so people are like, you're not supposed to do your own pleasure. I said, well, see, that's your problem. Your sexual intimacy with your spouse is about you. That's why you can't see it on the Sabbath.
My.
Y'all weren't ready for that. That's why you can't see it on Sabbath, because it's about your pleasure in your brain. He said, don't do your own. Well,
But I can definitely do hers.
yeah,
I
real
will
talk, bro.
serve you.
Real
Yes.
talk. Because that whole men versus woman, that whole who needs what in the intimacy continuum, whether it's physical, sexual, emotional, financial, mental, we can go down the whole list. Like on the real, like, listen, if you're about yourself, then please, by all means, like, refrain.
I wish I had a bomb. Where's Funk Flex when you need him?
Refrain, because that's not for you. You would be breaking the Sabbath, but I promise you, and I'm not going to try to embarrass my wife here. I'm not getting into no details, but listen to me, bro. I ain't thinking about me during that time.
Jeez,
you dig? I'm not thinking about me at that time. And if you're thinking about yourself, then that's where your problem in marriage is. That was just like a microcosm. Like, that was just an example. And shout to our sister, Kari. She is grown, and she is seeing what we're talking about here, Quest, as a reason to experience true love in marriage, bro. There are a lot of people who are impatient, and I'm not saying it as a negative. I'm saying because, okay, let me say it to you like this. I want you to be impatient, yes, in one sense, but in the other sense, I want you not to rush into anything, no matter what your age is, no matter what your past has been and with whom, because you need real love for it to stick. Like you cannot manufacture, like you can't put this in a microwave, bro. You can't put this on the infrared something on top of your stove and get it out quick. It has to rise. Remember people baking bread? Y'all got the bread makers, you put it in the thing and it just go. But remember when you had to actually put the thing in the pan, in the bowl, when you had to rise it up a couple times, beat it down, rise it a couple times, cover it, warm it, rise it a couple times. This is where we are, bro. No instantaneous stuff here, bro. Real talk. Did I say too much in just a couple seconds here, bro?
I'm
habit.
just saying, like, you have a tendency to speed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't think I still had that problem, but yeah.
There is so much to unpack there. But like, we'll just keep it surface, right? Because shouts out to everybody watching from Guyana, South America. Yep. Shouts out to Beverly Rawlins, who's tuned in right now. The truth of the matter is, D, that, like, for real, marriage is an institution of service. It's a marriage. It's an institution of a number of different things. But if we're talking within the context of love, right? And here's the funny thing. Here's the flip side of the coin. There are moments and times where love don't feel so good.
Oh.
Because
So as a
if we're gonna talk
principle,
about love, we're gonna talk about it in its fullness, right? And this is the reason why we started with foundation, right? This is the reason why we started with foundation, because it filters through every area. For those of you who get this free product when it's time to come, I'm telling you, get your hands on this, right? Get your hands on this information. If you are married, looking to be married, moving towards relationship, then there are 3 areas that you definitely need to be focused on. If you want to be fruitful, multiply, subdue the earth, and have dominion, it is love, it is lifestyle, it is legacy, it is how you love, right? Can I build a love with you? Can we build a lifestyle around that love? And can we pass it on to our children and future generations? And not only that, can we pass it on to people who look at us as a reference point? Because here's the truth of the matter. You've heard me say it 1,000,001 times. People are doing 1 or 2 things when they look at your relationship, or from the time that you say, I do. Either I want that, right? Either I want that thing, or I don't want to have nothing to do with that particular thing called marriage. One of those 2 things. Shouts out to my man Preach. He's calling in while we're doing the podcast. P, I'm gonna hit you right back. All right, bro. So that's it. What is the bottom for all of that is foundation. How many times can we say, or do we have to say this? Your marriage is only as strong as the least developed individual, which means personal development is something I got to work on myself time and time again. Why this is important when I'm saying love doesn't feel good sometimes. Sometimes you're going to have to take a lemon squeeze. Sometimes you're going to have to operate in not my truth, not your truth, but the truth. Is the truth, is it the truth that you are defensive? Well, every time your wife comes to tell you about something that is concerning her, you give her reasons and why it is the way that it is. We don't care about the lip service. All we care is about the behavior that is causing friction or causing contention in the relationship. And there's only one thing to do. You said it a while ago: assess and make adjustments. If I'm not doing that, then chances are I'm being defensive, or I'm being prideful, perpetually repeating ignorant decisions every day. Hold that acronym. Or ego. I'm etching God out. So you
said I get defensive.
Yes.
And in driving, it seems that that's supposed to be positive, right? But here's the thing: defensive driving, right? But when you learn defensive driving, you're trying to protect yourself against something. You're trying to avoid something.
Why am I protecting myself against my spouse, though?
Bruh.
Do I have a reason to?
Bruh. So again, we're putting abuse in its own category. So Quest is not recommending that you stay near to nobody who's abusing you in any one of the 55 different categories. Full stop. And do not go to counseling with that person. I said it. Come see me. Say that. So no counseling for you. It's by yourself counseling. Move out of the space because it's dangerous. So I'm gonna just put that right there.
I want to be very clear as you touch that topic. I'm not just talking about physical abuse.
Every one of the kinds.
I'm talking about mental abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse. Some of you, because you're the breadwinner in the family, you control your spouse by telling them what they can and can't do, because you're the one making the money, not realize the money that you're making is not just your money, it's both. Okay, I'll save it for another time.
Tangent. Let's go. Please. But that's the whole point. So put that one side. But what I am saying, though, is that we are not to be protectionists against our spouses, because that means no vulnerability. No vulnerability means no love. No love means, okay, let me go back to when Simone and I got married. Now, we were not married as young kids, bro. We were married as, well, I was in my late 20s and Simone was in her later 20s. Let's just say by a year or so. So I'll just leave that right there.
Simone Akuga.
Cool now, man. Chill. It's only a year. It's a yearish. It's just a yearish.
I tell Faith all the time.
Cuz we're getting off. We're getting off track. Chill. Like chill. All right. So, but a couple came to us. I worked with, we also went to church with. I worked with the woman, and the man and the woman we were leaders in our church, our actual church. So they took us on a date, a double date. They could be our parents, bro. And what they did while we were on the double date, as professional people, they listened, they spoke, and what they dropped on us was, for them, marriage is a ministry. Listen.
Just take your time right there, D, because, like, for real, I don't think people understand. Like,
when I say Simone and I took that thing so seriously and realized over these many years that people are peering into the window of our home at all times, and they are looking in there to see which decision they're gonna make. Remember, you said the two ways people gonna go with this.
I'm telling you, one or two, D. One of the two.
So it's not for us to keep up appearances, because it's against my entire behavior style. Because I really couldn't care less what you think.
Pause, D, because I don't want to skate past it. Say that part again. It's not about what?
What you think. I'm not thinking about what you think.
No, but you use a specific term. It is not about appearances.
It's not about appearances.
This is why this is so deep, because you and I are both a part of a particular organization.
Yeah.
And right now,
professional appearance makers organization.
Right. And so one of the things that we are discussing even now, I've been saying it forever.
My bad. I mixed it up.
Yeah.
I take back what I just said. I thought you were talking about a different organization. Go ahead now.
No. I'm talking about.
I got you. Go ahead.
You'll know where I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where the focus is in this season, dealing with the root and not the fruit.
That's correct.
So if there is appearances, the appearances should be authentic representations of what's going on the inside, because this is not a bilateral work. This is a unilateral work, which means you work on the inside and then it shows on the outside. Once again, whatever is in your heart, you feel me?
Reality.
I'm just saying, right? So we're not caught up on appearances. What we're caught up on is you seeing a manifestation of the work that we're doing in terms of the root. In other words, the inside job, working on spirit, working on integrity, working on character, working on who we are as an individual. Hence the reason foundation is going to pop up every time. You don't build nothing without a good foundation.
So I'm about to vex your spirit, bro. Yeah. Just forgive me ahead of the time, okay?
Yes.
So, mango de boat.
Mango.
So, it is mango season at all times somewhere in Jamaica land we love. But I'm just going to give some people freedom here. Brother Daly.
Yeah.
Do not eat certain mango in the dark.
Mango night dark.
And why I'm saying this is, so we got Julie. Shout to Julie. We got East Indian.
Julie,
shout to East Indian. We got Blackie, shout to Blackie, on the property. And then right on the edge of the property, we got Tommy. No shout to Tommy. Really nice, juicy, beautiful looking mangoes. You might find Tommy and his cousins in the little bags when you get in America in the frozen. Those are probably beefy or somebody else, but it's all related. But listen, around here, depending on how the weather goes, if you bite into that Tommy with your Atkins, if you bite into that thing with your eyes closed, you might get some worms.
Yep.
You might bite into it, peel the skin and bite it, and then you pull it back and you look in there and you be like, hold up, I see a half of something in there. Where the other half? It's in your mouth.
In your mouth.
Right? Because on the outside, that mango look good.
Yep.
But inside is full up of worm. So what I'm saying is, there's a lot of stuff that appears good. It walk like a duck, half quack like a duck, but it is not a duck.
It's not.
It is
a duck.
it is an imposter. It is artificial intelligence.
It's AI.
It is not. It is please create image of duck walking.
Absolutely.
And then it's blurred on the edges. You're like, pause. I know that's not a real duck. That is not a real marriage. Y'all faking. So I'm not saying that we should fake in order to say it's a ministry. We have to be of assistance to other people. The other people do not need that broken version. So don't front to them.
It's a funny thing though. Even if you fronting, what does that do for me? More importantly, what does fronting do for you? Yo, I used to love it. My man used to say, ain't no future and no fronting.
Ain't no future in the front. I ain't paying.
You feel me? It ain't no future in fronting. What does it do for you? Oh, you have a nice relationship. Okay, good. You heard you have a nice relationship. Then you go home to hell. What did that compliment do for you?
It's a TikTok
Other than point out the
filter.
fact that you out here frauding.
Yeah.
You said something that was major from the jump off. You said that our marriage is a ministry. And here's the funny thing. When you out here fronting like your marriage is dope, under the premise that marriage is a ministry, right? You ain't nothing more than a fraud.
Yeah, that's
a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. So let's give them something good, man. We just wanted to whet your appetite because we have only a few minutes with you on a weekly basis, and it is not sizzle. It is steak, but it's not the whole steak. We cannot say enough in a one-way conversation with you sitting on the other end of this thing that will completely transform your good, great, or almost phenomenal marriage into phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's going to sound like a sales pitch for the next, I don't know how long, and I don't really care because if you don't invest in your marriage, it will fail. And if it fails, it's going to be your fault, not ours. That's all I got on that part.
Slow down, D. Ooh.
It's a habit, bro.
Yo, you draw and use a man with draw gear and press me.
Yeah, pause.
Yo, if you do not, how will you ever get a return on something you never invested in? And I'm not just talking about time. Sometimes money is okay. My wife said, I want you to plan trips. Trips take money.
True.
Information sometimes takes money. Courses take money.
Transformation.
Here's the funny thing. You could think you don't need any courses, but I will be the first person to tell you I'm a coach, and me and my wife still go to marriage conferences that we're not speaking at. Somebody just missed what I said, D.
Yeah.
Right? Faith and I go to marriage conferences sometimes that we're not speaking at, that we paid to go to. Why? Because what worked for me in the season last is not necessarily going to work for me in this new season. And so I need information that will allow me to experience the breakthrough.
Yes, sir. What I'm going to do is our brother Daily put the question in the chat. Is your marriage supposed to be a ministry though? And I'm going to answer it this way. I'm going to answer it this way. In the book of Ephesians, since we're Bible people, chapter 5, the Bible makes these interesting transitions. Y'all gonna learn today. I'm not saying this to Daily. Y'all gonna learn today.
You're gonna learn today.
There is this discussion about the relationship of God's people inside of his body. So that means all people, regardless of sex. I said sex. Biological term. Pause. So regardless of that, and he talks about how we should be relating to one another. And then he says that we are to be submissive one to another. And then he transitions, Paul does, to the relationship between husband and wife. He talks about that whole discussion. I don't have the time because we got to get out of here.
Wax deep, bro.
And then he says, after he discusses very clearly how we are to love, gentlemen, our wives, as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. And wives, respect your husbands as you respect the Lord, right? Then he makes this interesting transition that answers the question,
come on,
is my marriage supposed to be a ministry? He was like, bro, it's a mystery. I've been talking to you this whole time about Christ and his people. This whole discussion
is about
of God hates divorce. This whole discussion of Dave must never even consider abusing Simone. Like this whole discussion about vows and marriage and love and the twain shall be one flesh. Like all of that is about, what does God look like, Dave? What does God look like? Well, it's not the greatest representation, but we'll try. Come in our house. Let's look at our marriage. See how Simone and I relate. See how our young man up in here experiences love. You tell me, is it a ministry quest? Should it be? Must it be?
If
Come on,
lives are being affected by it in a positive way that causes them to look back at the love of God, whether you want to recognize it as such, and I'm just talking from a simple perspective, whether you want to recognize it as such or not, it's a ministry.
And we go with that full stop, man. Give us something good, man. Let the folks get up out of here, and then I can keep my appointment of the 30 minutes after the hour appointment with the queen that's upstairs.
Yes, indeed. And I'm not going to stop you one bit. I'm going to end by saying, if you're not working on your marriage, then my friends, what are you doing? From shaky to good, from good to great. Ultimately, what we want, phenomenal marriages, but they don't just happen. It takes work. Stay focused.
There you have it, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. Marriage is about mutual love and mutual respect, and it works for those willing to make it work. Real talk, our spouses are treasured jewels given to us to make life better. And the sooner we learn to value one another will be the sooner we become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can be. Until next time, peace.